Hello everyone, this is Icy Cup Railcoon here for Icy Cup TV with another game of the Global Gamers Invitational. This time we have KiFire versus Sheth. That is going to be a TVZ in the round of 64 qualifiers, thanks to our sponsors for providing over $3,500 worth of prizes for our players to duke it out over, and make sure you go and visit them for their support, ifixit.com. They're SCVs for the real world, so next time when something breaks, go visit them at ifixit.com. Esports United, your source for uniting sponsors with gamers, go visit them at esunited.net, and thehandsomernerd.com. Whenever you really want to show off your StarCraft love with a great t-shirt, go visit them at thehandsomernerd.com. Thanks again to all of our sponsors and tournament organizers for making this entire event possible. So we do see KiFire here as the red Terran on 12 o'clock of Scrap Station up against Sheth as the purple Zerg over here at 3 o'clock. And this is an interesting starting map. I gotta say it's fairly balanced just because there are so many different openings that you can use. The Zerg player is able to punish a Terran who does not wall properly, but in return, the Terran's able to effectively use Hellions on the Zerg player. So the Terran has to be really careful about their wall and how they set it up, because on Scrap Station, if you put up a flimsy wall and your opponent really doesn't want to go into a long protracted game, they can blow it up with Banelings. It can be really tough to make a Baneling-proof wall on this map. Of course, if you do set it up properly, you can just do a barracks factory starport wall and be very, very safe. But recently we did see Damaga blow up gateways for a wall, so if your opponent's determined enough, you're not really safe from Banelings. It's sort of a risk-reward evaluation, but against Terran, you kind of have to get there before the Hellion count gets too high, because then the Speedlings have to get in there, and once he's up at about 3 or 4 Hellions, then it's really tough to kill those with Zerglings and Banelings if he micros them correctly. So against a Terran, at least Baneling busts do have a more defined timing window. And we do see that KiFire is going to start off with a Marine coming out of this barracks before he adds on a add-on. Excuse me, I need some water. And this Overlord's going to run like hell. If he had rallied that in the different direction, he might have been able to kill that Overlord, but it was just a little bit too slow. We do see the gas on the way for Sheth, so possibly start off with some Speedlings, as it can be really tough to block your ramp. This is a really wide ramp, so players usually don't try to block it at all. He may try and spread his creep down there and get some spine crawlers covering him, but we will have to see. Sheth is one of those players where he likes to probe the wall with Zerglings. He likes to see if you have set yourself up properly or not. And if you haven't, he'll try and punish you for it. Just like that, where he comes in right there at a really nice timing window. He finds the barracks lifted up, and he's going to come in. He's going to kill a Marine. He's going to kill a few SCVs. He's just going to make his opponent pay for not having the best wall set up, not really covering himself in the best way possible. It does look like he's going for some really fast tanks here, by the way that he's moving his buildings around, or he could just be going for a really quick pre-igniter upgrade as well, seeing as he is getting Hellions. So these Zerglings in his base are just really annoying, because it's giving his opponent a really good look at what's going on. Sheth starts the Speedling upgrade, waiting to see if he drops a Baneling nest or not. But just getting the speed upgrade on Zerglings can be so very helpful. As that Zergling kills one more SCV, it's got to be so annoying before it dies in a fire. And we are going to see several Hellions being produced, but no sign of the pre-igniter upgrade, which is the only reason why you'd be making Hellions off of a Tech Lab factory most of the time, unless he just didn't want to make a reactor. There we go, there's the pre-igniter upgrade. So looking back at Sheth's base, we do have a really quick layer on the way. His expansion is finished. The second queen is going to walk all the way down there, plant a creep tumor, just because that initial larva spit isn't quite as important. You'll see players like Hydra will do one spit and then they'll put it down a tumor, just because it can be really tough to keep up with the larva really early on. on 2 hatcheries if you're injecting them both. So, you know, why not get a creep tumor down if it's not really necessary for the larva spit anyway. And we do see the Hellions coming in here. The pre-igniter has not quite finished yet, but he's taking a look around. He wants to see what situation he's in. Microing up against these Zerglings. Sheth's got to be careful here because, you know, his speed has finished. Oh no! If he can take out these Hellions... Oh wow, that was crucial. I was just saying that Sheth has to be careful here because the pre-igniter is about to finish. But it doesn't matter as much anymore because now the Hellions are dead. Like I said before, you really need that crucial number of Hellions, 3 or 4. When they're just 2, that happens with Zerglings because it takes too long to kill them. So now he's going to come forward and pressure the ramp here. The pre-igniter did just finish, which will help him out a lot, but now there's a Spire coming for Sheth. This is going to be really tough for KiFire to hold back because those Hellions didn't really do anything. He's going to start making a command center, which is rather unfortunate for him. If he really needed some better scouting information, which meant those Hellions needed to live longer. If he just waited a little bit longer for that pre-igniter upgrade to finish, then he probably would have been able to kill all of those Zerglings, especially if he'd waited for those extra 2 Hellions to group up with the other 3. He would have gotten in there, been able to possibly kill a bunch of drones, but he also would have gotten a lot of really good scouting information. But as it stands right now, he's completely unaware that this Spire is being built and that Mutalisks are in the way. So he's in the danger zone right now, as all Sheth really has to do is prevent himself from losing all of his drones to these Hellions. And then when the Spire finishes, he'll be able to send a bunch of Mutalisks over to his opponent's base. So Sheth still spreading creep outside the front of his base. I'm surprised there's only just the one Spinecrawler, seeing as this is the really wide ramp that I talked about earlier. He actually takes a couple of hits from that Spinecrawler there. Oh, that was not the best move there. He just lost about 3 Hellions trying to get up that ramp because of the Zerglings and the nice placed Spinecrawler. Possibly start chipping away at this destructible debris just to make your opponent nervous. But there are 4 mutas out, 3 more on the way. They're going to start having a party with the SCVs in KiFire's base. And there is a Thor on the way, but it's going to be a little bit late. He's going to lose SCVs before he can really get a Thor out here to stop it. Thor is in progress. It's not even half done yet. So these Mutalisks are just going to town on these SCVs. If you watch his Harvester count just drop, he's almost down to 20. He's at 25. Several more Mutalisks just hatch. He's up to 9. And if he regroups his Mutalisks, he'll even be able to kill this Thor as soon as it pops out. So I gotta say that this is game right here. Nicely played by Sheth. And his opponent didn't quite execute those Hellions to the best of their potential. And it's coming back here to bite him. Sheth is a really good player who's good at punishing you for making mistakes. And you can see what I mean here, as those Hellions dying there unnecessarily are really coming back to bite him. He tries to call down a mule to repair that Thor, but he just can't get it there quickly enough. The mutas are going to be able to power it down. And now he really has no anti-air, and he's going to be pretty much forced to GG right here. So make sure you stay tuned to ICCupTV's YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ICCupTV, for more videos of the Global Gamers Invitational. And make sure you tune in for Game 2 of this series, which will be coming up right after this.